Hi, welcome back to P2M, the Positive Perspective Mindset channel. Today we're covering green and red flags in building connections and in the workplace. So let's dig in. In today's fast paced world, networking connections and workplace relationships play an important role in our lives. However, building these relationships can be tricky. So it's important to know what to look out for when trying to connect with others. And this brings us to our topic today, which is identifying some of the green and red flags while building these relationships. And once you know it, starting with a positive mindset can greatly aid in identifying them. When you approach things with a positive attitude, you're more likely to notice the good aspects in people and the good qualities in your work environment. So, this will help you identify green flags more easily. Also, having a positive mindset can help you face challenges and conflicts with a more solution oriented approach rather than getting bogged down in the negativity. This will help you navigate potential red flags with a more constructive mindset. Let's jump into green and red flags that you should be aware of when building networking connections and in the workplace, starting with part one, green flags in networking connections. When expanding your network, it's crucial to look out for green flags that can indicate a healthy and positive relationship. These includes one, active listening. When somebody is genuinely interested in what you have to say, they'll actively listen. That means they'll ask questions, take notes, and offer thoughtful responses. Two, offering assistance. When somebody is offering you assistance without any prompting, it's usually a good sign that they're invested in the relationship. And three, shared interest. When you find someone with common interests, it's a lot easier to build a meaningful relationship. So try to find them. So, an example is you meet someone with a certain interesting topic that you have in common, you strike up a conversation, and one thing led to another, and they offer assistance with your project. So, this is a good sign that you found a networking connection with a lot of green flags. Two, red flags in networking connections. Let's face it, not every networking connection will be a positive one. So it's important to know some of the red flags that can potentially indicate a negative relationship. And these include one, self promotion. When somebody talks about themselves most of the time and rarely asks questions or only asks superficial ones, it's usually a sign that they're not interested in building a mutual relationship. Two, lack of respect. When someone is dismissive of your ideas and opinion, it's a sign that they're not interested in building a positive relationship. Some are better than others at it, so be careful out there and don't let them push you. Three, overly aggressive. When somebody is overly aggressive with their approach, it can be off putting and a sign that they're not interested in building a positive relationship. So, in all of these interactions, you can tell by the body language and the vibes. So, trust your intuition. Part three, green flags in the workplace. We've covered some examples of green flags in building connections. So, let's jump into some examples of these green flags in the workplace. Building positive workplace relationship is crucial for success. These include one, teamwork. When coworkers work towards a common goal, it fosters a positive workplace relationship. Two, clear communications. When communication is clear and open, it helps avoid any misunderstanding and promotes a positive workplace environment. Transparency is also key. Three, respectful behavior. When coworkers respect each other's opinions, it fosters an open, a positive, and inclusive workplace culture. Example, when you start a new role and get assigned on a project with a new team, the team shares open communication, shares ideas, and work together towards a common goal. The team also respect each other's opinions and has a very good positive workplace environment. This is a workplace with a lot of green flags and a good culture. Part 4, red flags in the workplace. Of course, not every workplace relationship is going to be a positive one, and you shouldn't try to make each of these relationships a friendship. Some of these can be colleagues or acquaintances, and that's fine. So, some of these red flags include one, gossip. When coworkers gossip about others, it can create a negative workplace culture. Two, micromanagement. When a manager is overly controlling and doesn't allow his employees to work independently, it can create a negative workplace environment. And three, lack of feedback. When there's lack of feedback and communication from management, it can create uncertainty and can lead to low morale. So, example, if you're working in a company and there's a lot of gossip and a lot of negativity, your manager micromanages your work, and the people around you doesn't foster for any support or any teamwork, it's usually a sign that this workplace has a lot of red flags. And maybe when you can and you're able to, you should start looking for a more healthy and positive work culture. Other red flags can include: 1. Hostile behavior. When a manager or coworker exhibit a hostile behavior, such as yelling, belittling, or bullying others, it can create a toxic workplace environment and is usually a major red flag. 2. Lack of diversity and inclusion. When a workplace lacks diversity and inclusivity, it can create a negative workplace culture and can lead to discrimination and bias. And 3, unreasonable demands. When a manager or coworker starts making unreasonable demands, it can lead to stress and burnout and will create negative workplace relationships. Overall, a positive mindset can help you approach networking connections and the workplace with a more open and optimistic outlook, allowing you to build positive relationships. But it can also help you identify and handle red flags more effectively. Building positive relationships, networking connections, and especially in the workplace is crucial for any success in any career. Let's summarize. We discussed, reviewed, and approached the green and red flags in building connections and in the workplace. Some of these green flags include active listening, teamwork, shared interest, clear communication, respectful behavior, and diversity and inclusion. Some of the red flags include self promotion, gossip, lack of respect, micromanagement, hostile behavior, and unreasonable demands. By being aware of these flags, you can build positive yet realistic relationships and avoid toxic ones. These were some tips and examples to help you identify the green and red flags in building connections and in the workplace. If this helped you, like, subscribe, and share your support. I'm Amanda, your online buddy. Join me next week where we'll be covering silencing our ego to reach the next steps. Ask questions or suggest topics related to your career or personal life in the comments, and we can tackle them together. Remember to keep a positive yet realistic mindset. See you next week.